worried that the void created by grief might become a portal that causes something sinister to leak out. These days, an image like this seems fraught with extra meaning. My partner and I went about our daily lives in Texas, trying to convince people that the oil industry and the coal industry weren't fundamentally different to the person with undrinkable water, cataloging contemporary essays and interviews about the Appalachia problem became something of a hobby for me. I quickly discovered that the most telling aspect of these essays and interviews wasn't what they said about Appalachia, but what they didn't say. According to the bulk of coverage about the region in the wake of Trump's election and the success of Hillbilly Elegy, currently at 50 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, I do not exist. My partner does not exist. Our families do not exist. Other individuals who do not exist include all non-white people, anyone with progressive politics, those who care about the environment, LGBTQ individuals, young folks, and a host of others who resemble the type of people you'll meet in this volume. The intentional omission of these voices fits a long tradition of casting Appalachia as a monolithic, other America. While many regional groups experience this treatment, as scholar Elizabeth Engelhardt recently wrote in the journal Southern Cultures, Appalachia stands out, however, in the sheer length of time that people have believed it could be explained simply, pithily, and concisely. Again and again, Appalachia is relegated to the past tense, out of time and out of step with any contemporary present, much less a progressive future. With this in mind, What You Are Getting Wrong About Appalachia has two objectives: to provide critical commentary about who benefits from the omission of these voices, using Appalachian history to push back against monolithic representations of the region, and to openly celebrate the lives, actions, and legacies of those ignored in popular commentary about Appalachia. The critic Bell Hooks wrote, "With critical awareness, we must recognize the spaces of openness and solidarity forged in the concrete experience of living in communities that were always present in radical spaces in Appalachia, both then and now. I believe it is essential for unity and diversity to gather those seeds of progressive change and struggle that have long characterized the lives of some individuals." I am a historian, and What You Are Getting Wrong About Appalachia is filled with history, but it is not a comprehensive primer. Rather, it approaches history as the seeds that Hooks describes, and hopes to plant in your mind something that might blossom if you examine the region more closely. This isn't, however, another one of those voice for the voiceless projects, for those who already know and celebrate a different Appalachia, and they are many. This is solidarity. What is Appalachia? Appalachia is often simultaneously a political construction, a vast geographic region, and a spot that occupies an unparalleled place in our cultural imagination. We'll start with the most basic information to get our bearings straight. Appalachia is an approximately 700,000 square mile region of the eastern United States. It is loosely defined by the arc of the Appalachian Mountains that begins in Alabama and ends in New York, although the mountains continue into Canada. There are 13 states with Appalachian counties: Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York, and West Virginia is the only state entirely within Appalachia. Appalachia's population is approximately 25 million individuals, although the rate of out-migration, especially among young adults, is high. You might think our biggest export is coal, but it's actually people. Defining Appalachian culture is often a top-down process in which individuals with power or capital tell us who or what we are. These definitions tend to reduce people to pathologies, but can also include more clinical assessments, such as those that followed the creation of the Appalachian Regional Commission, ARC, in 1965. The ARC defined Appalachia as a coherent political entity during the Johnson administration's war on poverty. It still exists, if precariously at the moment, to monitor and create economic development within the region.